So positivity-ness.
Ask yourself, have you interviewed yourself?
What are you going to do next? And that's how I did in the interview. A long pondering stare.
We're going to need to give you a video cam instead of your stare. How'd it feel to get the interception?
It felt good. Just being able to impact the game and try to get it to the end zone and not being able to outrun linemen, obviously. It was kind of a tough play for me. I felt bad. Anytime you get an interception, you don't want to get tackled by a lineman because it's going to hurt first off. And then it's like, damn, how did he get you? I did. I wanted to slap him on the helmet when it happened. And I was like, I still got the ball. Play's still going on. But that was a heck of a hit, man.
Was the hit better or the pose afterwards when he was standing over?
See, I only got a glimpse of the pose. I had to see it afterward, but I heard the pose was epic. So, it's probably 1A, 1B, pose to hit.
How different do they look offensively? I mean, different offensive coordinator, Nix and Cruz are gone from there.
They look like Green Bay. They get the ball out quick. They have certain plays that Green Bay runs. They obviously, have tried to take some more down the field shots, but it looks like he's trying to get the ball out quicker, trying to be more efficient. As Aaron is in Green Bay. So those are the subtle things you can see.
Can you also see that he's just, in general, trying to be more careful with the ball and not have the same number of interceptions last year? How does that impact?
You can see that, but it's also designed that way. It's designed in offense. When a lot of the plays are quick game or getting the ball out of his hands quickly, it doesn't allow the defense to make as many plays. It doesn't allow you to jump the routes and get step in front of passes a lot of times. I think a lot of times it gives the defensive line maybe a chance to get their hands up, maybe knock a few balls in the air. But other than that, it limits the ability for the defense to intercept balls or things like that. So I think they're doing a good job of running their offense efficiently.
Rich, what do you make of Darryl Simon so far? And does he remind you of maybe you at a younger age at all?
Geez, you said like I'm 20 years in the yeah, he does. I am technically a vet these days. As crazy as that sounds. But yeah, he does. He's long, he's rangy. He's doing a great job making plays on the ball when the ball's in the air, limiting the big plays and the explosive plays that come his way. He's tackling very well right now. I think he's a little ahead of where I was at this point. 3 games in.
What does having Jeremy Lane back with that group add?
It brings a lot. He's a scrappy. That's the best word to describe him ever. Scrappy. He's probably one of the scrappiest players in this league, and that's special teams wise. That's defensively. But I think he'll make a tremendous impact on special teams because he takes pride in special teams and making tackles and being able to limit the explosive plays in the special teams game, and also, when he comes in on defense, he'll make impact.
Could you see that when Lane first got here? I think he scrapped pretty consistently with Oberman.
every day, pretty much. He and Obo went at it, but you can see that off the rip. He's that kind of guy. He's not a guy that's going to come in and be complacent and just let things happen or, let things fall in place, let things happen. He's going to force the issue. He's going to get in there. He's going to throw his body. I mean, you can see it evident in the Green Bay game before he went out. Eddie Lacy's all of 6'2", 250, and Jay Lane's all of 6 foot, 180, soaking wet, and he's throwing his body at Eddie Lacy's face. He's not grabbing his ankles or his legs. He's hitting him head on, and it takes a lot of heart and to do that. It's crazy.
Did you look at anything the second half of the season that defensively you feel like you guys need to get better at?
Just playing more detailed, disciplined football. I think that's always the case. I think whenever you get to the halfway of the point of the season, you evaluate what you've done as a defense, what you've done as a team, and you try to get better. And I think, just being on details, that's something that you can always get better at.
Hey, that Giants game last year, that was the first time you had tipped a pass to another defender. Was that something that you had been itching to do in a game? I mean, just...
It wasn't the first. The first time was Cincinnati. Cincinnati, my rookie year, the first game I ever started, I tipped one to Cam off A.J. Green, and Cam picked it. But I just wanted to be devil's advocate.
The confidence that, most times, hey, you're just going to try to bat that ball down. You're not.
Well, Earl Thomas, you guys have seen him. He can get anywhere on the field. And usually we have somebody, guys have run into the ball for the most part within our defense. There's a lot of hustling going on. So you always assume one of your guys is coming. And it was a pretty safe play. There was no other receiver on the side of the field. It was one-on-one. I wasn't worried about the slot receiver kind of melting off and getting there. I knew if somebody got it, it'd be me or one of our guys. So, and it was something we practice. It's something that we do in practice all the time, and we make those plays.
How much of that decision right there, if you're talking about you recognize where the receivers were, is made before the ball is even snapped versus in the moment as you're evaluating where people are on the field?
A lot of that decision is made before snap. I think people underestimate how quickly, our brains trigger during this football game. If you're thinking about it in terms, if you're standing out there and you're like, oh man, what's all this going on, and it's happening like that. But to us, the game's happening a lot slower. I think to the best players in the football game, I think the game happens a lot slower than it does for the outside world, for a normal observer. The game slows down a lot for us, so you can make those decisions. You have to predict. You have to, what you're going to do before the play happens in order to make those plays sometimes.
I think you were in here when Pete was talking about kind of the defense turning the corner a little bit. What have you seen from a player's point of view of kind of what you guys are doing better?
Just being more disciplined. We're playing hard. It's not like we weren't playing hard before, but we're getting a couple of the breaks. Obviously, we're not getting all of them. We punch the ball and it still bounces to them most of the time or out of bounds. But we're getting the turnovers, the tip that Bruce makes, and the heck of a play that he makes. Those are plays we weren't getting early in the season. Cliff Averill had a sack, forced fumble. Those plays were hard. Usually the quarterback, he's a half a second late, and the quarterback just throws it away or throws it to the ground. Or we just weren't getting the breaks that we're getting right now. And guys just stayed at it, stayed disciplined, stayed with technique, and plays are coming to us.
Big picture with all the division games left, how do you feel the team sits right now, 8 games?
I think we sit fine. I think we're just going to continue to take it one game at a time, as we always do, and let the chips fall where they may. I think at the end of the day, we're still in position to strike, still in position to get everything that we wanted to get done in a preseason done.
Do you sit there and look at where Arizona is, or do you just kind of say we just got to take care of our own business?
No, really, you can never run a race, chasing looking at somebody else and watching them run their race and trying to do what they do. We're gonna run our race, and at the end of the day, people are gonna have to come in here and deal with us regardless. So, it doesn't matter what they do. If we control what we can control, we'll be where we want to be.
Thank you. Odell Beckham.
Oh, sorry.
Odell Beckham.
What about?
What do you think of him as a rookie? And
I think he's fine. He's made some plays. He's made some catches. He's another. They have a few good receivers over there that can be dynamic and make big plays for him. Thank you.